that's their mindset going in. PRX, their attack side is about to be put to the test, and the big thing to write home about last time was something diving into sites. The thing is, he had a Yoru causing a lot of chaos for him. Now it's a little bit more conventional, but that's never the name of the game with PRX. In he goes! Something's looking for a fight. Paranoia is perfect. Snakebite's even better. And with 1 HP, Lucky doesn't stand a chance. The rest of the squad comes in to save him. They've ended up falling to a 3 versus 1. With Meteor left standing and his back wide open. That's a mistake.
Nice,
And it
monyet.
almost was a costly one too.
Cakep. The Monyet needed to hit that headshot at the end. It looked like there was a realm where Meteor managed to turn that back. Even still though, it is the pistol round for PRX, and that is the thing. Even with this compositional change, the thing that it adds is, firstly, you're going to have that Paranoia available for Monyet to sort of set them up in, as we saw at the beginning of that round. But also, it just almost, we're going to continuously see the switch up of who's going in first. So you're going to have Forsaken sometimes taking space for something, maybe if he has that operator in hand, and something in that round taking space for Forsaken. They are a deadly duo, whether the Yoru's there or not.
There's a reason that they went to this comp after all.
Gitu.
Nice shot by Meteor. Opportunity for more, and he's landed that shot as well. Forsaken's very low, a big help to any teammates that end up taking that fight. We may talk about the Outlaw, but this man's making it work with the Marshall, the cheaper weapon. And okay, an opportunity if they had have spotted the player in the corner. Monyet, though, able to deliver the killing blow. Mind Freak fell to a snake bite after being... Oh, what is that push from Meteor? You will rarely see a man with the goal or the gumption to do such a thing. Karen, 1 versus 2. A serious opportunity. Yes, he's far away, but that might mean by the time he gets here, he could pick up a weapon.
It depends, though. Because PRX, that's the thing. The blitz plays of PRX have been so fast that there's actually still loads of time. They don't need to over-aggress. They've just thrown out the guiding light, the flash, to get them a little bit of extra information. Still no weaponry found. Now, Karen does have himself a Paranoia. He's brought up his full belt of utility. If he can somehow isolate one of these jewels, for now at least, it seems like he's waiting for that site to be taken. Smoke will give that away, the spike being planted. And now he can look to try and see if there's any gun to be had, and, well, there you have it.
Thank you, Yeti. Yeah, we've got a Bulldog to play with, 100 HP, a Paranoia still online, both smokes. Timing is key, and they swung him together. That's a 3-2-1, perfectly on cue.
Nice
They
banget
won the
kayak gitu
round,
mainnya.
Tom. 3 players down. This definitely isn't how they would have wanted to start it. When I add to that it's a Marshall headshot, okay, what can you do? And another Marshall headshot from a guy pushing a smoke close range, using it like a shotgun. That's not going to feel great. And the other player died to a snake bite. So, few kind of random engagements that ended up, well, rocking the boat a little bit for PRX. We'll see how they
Nice.
When the thing is as well, the player you really don't want those alls to be going over to is Meteor. 3 away from the Bladestorm. Even just a bit of damage in this round, and he'll have something for the next. Now, this purchase from PRX has players now fairly low on cash. You've got Forsaken and Mind Freak down at 150 credits. So for the next round, they might be in a little bit of trouble. Forsaken, though, he's just gone walkabouts. He's sprinting after Lakia, but he isn't going to be able to land the shot. At least for now, it's only going to be the control that's lost for Gen G.
No heavy price tag associated with it. Down
Ditungguin berdua.
Uncouth hold, 2 players, and they're dropping in!
Wah.
On each other's head! It couldn't be easier for Lakia, signed, sealed, and delivered to this man with
For
a heal up for his
friendship.
teammate. Munchkin's going to be back up in fighting form. And in a 5v3, that's another nail in the coffin for PRX. Tagged up a little on a ranged fight, and what an adjustment from Munchkin. Clinical. As now there's only 2 attackers standing. Their chances are looking pretty slim.
Yeah, he almost killed Devi through the screen as well, so he's going to be half HP entering the side. I don't even know. The Munchkin's there, a perfect reposition. This might be a flawless return to form as Devi's the only man left standing. A 1v5 scenario. Talk about, can he do any semblance of damage? As said, they invested some extra credits into this round, so the next round's not exactly going to be pretty. Normally talk about saving, but I think actually holding onto a gun here would have more value, and he's just been seen and knowing exactly where he is now. I imagine there's going to be pressure placed onto this man. Blast packs could be thrown in, but it's just going to be the entirety of the squad looking to just jump down upon him within those last few seconds. Well, it's not even needed. First one gets the job done.
Press anjir.
Gen G will extend their lead.
players alive, you know, it's a little scary because it feels like since the very beginning of some of these halves, Genji
Kulang nih kayaknya PRX nih, feeling gua.
I think for this 6-9 scoreline, PRX attack side, they get a decent.
Pulang nggak?
You know, it might even seem weird if you look at the
Kalau
timeline.
ketemu
You lose the third round after winning first two. What's the
masih ada lower bracket ya?
masih ada lower bracket ini.
Coming out of both of those rounds, it meant constant reinvestment.
Ini anak-anak pada kemana nih? Pada nonton doang apa?
Tahu. Ya, miss.
Mollynya. Well, I mean, it kind of has worked because Munchkin fell into it, but not doing exactly what they
intended. It's not going to cover up above. They've had to re-smoke it. Again, an explosive start to the round, almost a kill. Well, I'd say almost. They've ended up with 3. This is exactly what PRX does. These fast-paced plays into the site. As mentioned, this was a weaker purchase. They had some pieces missing with that Sheriff.
Yo, Thrifty, let's go.
Now though, you look towards the players of Genji. In this 2-4 scenario, Flash is already going to
blinding
position. And they've spotted
Ya, monyet mulai.
Ngapain dia ngeliatin ke
the player behind the back of the site. Should have probably seen him. Now it gets a little bit more interesting. Space given to Texture, but it's both shots landed by Mind Freak. He's been quiet so far, but popping a couple of heads with the Sheriff isn't going to go amiss.
Well, this is definitely the time to wake up. You know, we gave the same caveat coming into the last half, and then Genji ran away with it. But here, a challenge early on, and more importantly, a challenge with so many weaknesses on the board. I mean, this was a round where you have a couple of rifles, and what ends up winning it is a Stinger diving onto site, 2 kills out of a Sheriff to close the round out. Doesn't get much better than that. It was even a classic jumping around the corner to find one of those opening duels in elbow.
It's also now, you've talked about, it's 8 rounds in a row that were lost, and 8-2 scoreline. The difference is now just 2. That's how close PRX have managed to bring this. Going on to their favored side, the B site under serious pressure. Half the team still waiting patiently. Karon's reposition. It's Sublime. He's managed to TP behind him. He gets away with murder. Brilliant from Karon. We talk about picking this player out of ranked. He's put the rank play into the pro play.
And it works. You know, sometimes you just got to throw out those curveballs. You're focused on so many different things. You don't think the Lunatic's going to be up top, but my goodness, what a reposition from him. And clearly one that wasn't expected on the other side. And again, we fall back into economy discussion around this squad. They've been sitting pretty. They've been looking fantastic. They were able to obviously rebuy in this round because of the damage done early on. And, well, they only really needed one of those rifles by the looks of things. A timeout called by PRX as they can now feel that it's getting very late into this game. We're at a stage where if Genji picks up one more, they'll be knocking on victory's door. So, yeah, 17 and 14. He's had a great game, but I think that double kill, Munchkin, that tripled his kills.
Mind Freak.
I said Munchkin, sorry, I meant Mind Freak.
Yeah.
Munchkin's been doing well.
Yeah, Munchkin's triple his kills, that'd be impressive. But yeah, no, Mind Freak's definitely had a quiet performance. I also think something, though, like we talked about the duelist in this matchup, other than, I'd say even Forsaken, they've actually all been a little bit underwhelming. It's been other players stepping up in this matchup, and I think that's really what we're seeing at the moment is the depth of both teams individually, but more so just that interplay. I think we're seeing much better fundamentals out of Genji, and it's mostly been those explosive plays from PRX, like going off the back of a paranoia, everybody diving in together, and you see if it's even a slight bit disjointed like that round, Karon just pulls out a crazy play and is able to win the round for them. 10-7, as you said, everything on the brink here. Seekers available. On the other side, a Blade Storm as well for Meteor, but I don't know if he'll use that in this round unless he sees the value. An immediate setup for the Paranoia, but this is a ruse. The spike is over on towards B.
Costly ruse, perhaps. Forsaken. The decay is going to fade, but he's still half HP, and Munchkin finds it too easy to deal with him. One well-placed shot, and he's down and out. Now we need to see the return for Genji as another is found. Something falls. 2 rifles still in play. Seekers still in play. And a few flashes here and there. 1, in fact, just on Divide. Not a lot for them to fight their way back through with utility, but it's this man's position that might get them something. He's found another with the weaker weapons. This man's an animal. Oh, he's being put down. And for PRX, they look to take it elsewhere, but those steps are heard. Meteor's in position, unbeknownst to them. You might have her trail, but, well, it's a little more difficult to deal with her cleanly. Mind Freak, the last man standing, 1v3, and Munchkin's already spotted him. He's a known quantity with a flank underway.
Clutch dong, Mind Freak, let's go.
teammates take it and gets this kill, he's got himself a Viper's Pit to play with. Or if he dies, I suppose.
That's the thing.
Belakang.
He's literally just playing with him because he
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
that flank is coming. I really love it. It was brought up by Lakia in the halftime
Kalah
interview
nih.
that he believes that like playing with someone like Munchkin has brought a lot of depth to his own playstyle, and you can just see the intelligence even in this round. He literally just pulled Mind Freak towards him. He had no plans to fight him at any stage. Wants to just play the higher percentage play, and that's why Gen G have been able to convert a lot of these advantages. And for PRX, a lot of the time I don't mind these gambles, but I feel like Forsaken has been one of the sort of glimmers of hope. So you were almost going, he has to get something, otherwise it's just now a push without him going into the site, and it didn't work with him.
You know, the thing is for PRX right now, at an eye test, you might think it's not doom and gloom. 11-7, 4-round gap, it's not that bad. It's a chance for them to fight back, albeit here with weaker weapons, but they've looked good there. The problem is, they've won 4 of those 7 rounds off the pistol and follow-up. Like, the injection of rounds early half makes this look like a much closer game than it is, but Gen G have been dominating in rifle rounds. Now they've got 4 ultimates to fall back on, up against weaknesses, but no Lakia. A big opening kill for the side of PRX, as Heaven could now be theirs. Gen G might start to panic, might make a mistake, and with Munchkin inside the smoke isolated, that might just be the mistake they were looking for.
Oh, this could be big! He actually switches away, and it's just going to be the shutdown. Surely from Meteor. He starts off the round and ends it as well. 12-7. This map looking over. As you said, in terms of buy rounds, we've barely seen anything. 3 of them, in fact. Well, guess what, Mitch? They need 5 in a row.
5 in a row, up against 4 ultimates, only the Blade Storm that's gone. Like, keep in mind, Gen G have a full buy with Seekers, with a Viper's Pit, with a Showstopper from the shadows. And so that's a lot for this defensive side to close out this game. If you remove those ultimates, it looks like they'll close out the game because they're winning almost all of the buy rounds thus far. The closer rounds for PRX have been individuals, and they need to show up individually and together. 5 in a row needed, and the challenge already underway.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, he put down early utility to try and slow this push a little bit, but the fact is, he underestimated the pacing. Lakia in the corner, but they expect it. He's stuck in the mud. Good utility usage in this round. It leads
Gila,
down
Forsaken
Karen.
darah
He's had
tinggal
some
7.
magical plays. They know exactly where he is. Well, it seems so. Monia goes bouncing past him. Now there is a flank, and no one really watching it, although it seems like Texture
Something.
was doubting the player behind.
Alah.
Saw a 1v1 taken, but it won't matter in the end.
Something
A 1
lagi di
versus 5.
Samtung kayak nih.
Some serious mistakes needed, and Munyet's going to put him down
Kan
immediately.
tadi bagus sebelum ini kan. Main 2.
Iya.
2 kill.
The start of
Barusan
the way
sabun
back
banget.
for
Tiba-tiba
this squad.
nge-wifi.
Iya, sabun banget barusan.
They've actually managed to deal with the vast majority of the ultimates as well there, Tom. Gen G are left now with just a Viper's Pit. We listed all of them last round. They got used, they found nothing. So not only winning a buy round, but winning a stacked buy round in terms of ult economy. And they've still got some left to play with themselves. The Blade Storm can help out. The Pit can win rounds. And with 4 needed, Gen G are finally seeing some negative economic state.
Ya, Forsaken-nya ngintipnya kemana coy, nggak liat depan dia. Tapi double pick juga nih ya.
Iya, dia langsung pick kemari semua.
PRX's early fight. This squad's gonna have to go back and reconsider surely.
Yeah, I like this. Just a direct counter. These A-side takes have been one of the major problems.
Rotate-nya
Nice,
sih.
something
Oh,
dapat.
they might just about win 2 duels.
Dikit lagi 30.
Dangerous. Spamming. And because of that,
Monyet ada
being able
ulti
to
sih.
get rid of Meteor is a big pick. Because that was looking like map control and a man advantage for Gen G. Instead, much more of a problem. And also bear in mind, Lakia is the only one who can't be healed.
Yang B-nya stay wet anjir.
I mean, that cam there is very important. Just seeing something clear the spawn, you see how much space they lost. Because this Viper's Pit isn't just
Tahu
stopping
mereka
the push,
bisa nahan
it's
itu.
stopping all of PRX's plans. Their plan was to blitz A. They get slowed, they get stopped, and now they have to go back and re-clear
Monyet ketemu
everything.
nih.
Even if there's not a player flanking, if they're just pushed up in B main holding that aggro intel, you're going to find it very hard to actually dive in. Now this TP is to B side. Up top, it's
Nah,
going
gitu
to be
dong.
broken last second with something down below.
Aduh.
Spotted and taken down. Gen G have the advantage. They're going to
timing banget mitnya.
Wah.
And what a
It's done.
mistake that
Done,
was.
it's done, it's done,
Welcome
it's
to
done.
his world with Munyet, the last man standing, and a free kill presented. He's got 3
Ultinya
more
udah
to go.
pakai lagi.
He's found the 4Ks in the past, Tom, but this would be
doesn't
exceptional.
have time.
Good luck to you and good night.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough there. And the fact is, the running through of that Viper's Pit with the spike, they needed to clear that man out immediately. It did not happen. A stellar map, losing both pistols and only losing 8 rounds. What a performance for the side of Genji.
It's even more impressive considering Munyet on PRX, a player that we've highlighted again and again, that was a big talking point, not just from the desk, but even from the team themselves when they were being interviewed.
Korea semua kan? Enggak semua ya?
The calls were good. We had
Genji
some
Korea
good
semua
fake plays, but
Korea semua ya?
at the end of the day, this was a Genji map. 13-8 doesn't sell it. This was convincing, and now they move on to their pick
Enak
of
komunikasinya kalau satu negara semua.
Iya.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
3 menit coy. Oh, Sentinel Lot hari ini juga ya? Ntar malam ya, jam 1 ya?
Iya.
You can pay me for my time though, and it all on the high note. I don't like to say goodbye. Found out I'm probably Irish. Deep down, feeling down, hold a smile like a socket. Seeking answers, all I found is.
Dukung siapa bang? PRX lah. PRX kan ini coy, Indo Pride. Siapa aja sih? Monyet, main for second sama main freak ya?
For second ya.
Ketiga kan? Something
Iya,
sama Davai Malaysia, something itu
Rusia.
ya. Si Jing Singapura.
Iya, Jing Singapura.
Indo tuh Valorant cuma di sini doang berarti ya? PRX doang ya? Ada nggak sih?
Pasifik ada RRQ juga kok.
Enggak, yang Indo siapa yang main? Pro player-nya?
Pro playernya di apa? Madrid.
Pokoknya tim Valorant yang naik, yang
Ada,
main.
Iya, yang main di
RRQ
mana?
Indo semua.
RRQ 2 kayaknya Indo deh.
Siapa sama siapa coy?
Ada Korea juga masa? Ada Ior kok masa ada di RRQ?
Ior.
Iya, kalau nggak salah siapa ya? Gue lupa deh.
Gue tuh cuma 3 itu doang. Tapi kayak Genji sih yang menang nih, feeling gua.
Jump right now with the world crack. Feel the bang in your head like it's whiplash. Can you feel that?
Next map apa sih?
Cause you can't tell me what's good for me. With the world crack. Feel the bang in your head like it's whiplash. Can you feel that? All this back and forth to be free.
Mika Fabs here, and I'm with Solo and Jen here to help with some translation. So Solo, of course, a lot of teams talk about how PRX is a very shocking team to play against if you don't know them well, but Genji does know them well. So how do you as a team dissect their style?
페이퍼렉스가 익숙하지 않으면 그 플레이 스타일에 상당히 당황하기 마련인데 좀 젠지 같은 경우에는 페이퍼렉스 스타일에 대해서 충분히 잘 알고 있고 잘 분석이 돼 있잖아요. 페이퍼렉스를
Bahasa Inggris
상대로
lah
어떻게
ngomong
경기를
tuh.
풀어나가려고 하셨나요?
일단 페이퍼렉스가 진짜 많이 공격적인 팀이다 보니까 피지컬을 앞세워서 게임을 많이 하는데 저희 또한 피지컬이 지지 않는다는 생각을 하고 있거든요. 그래서 저희도 역으로 저희도 공격적으로 하자는 식으로 많이 얘기를 많이 하고 있고요. 그런 게 좀 잘 되는 것 같아요. 네, 저희가 피지컬이 좀 더 좋은 것 같아요. 지금은. 네.
Of course, PRX infamous for their W gaming, but I feel like Genji players can match up to their firepower as well, and I feel like we're shooting more heads too today. So we just came into this matchup with the mindset of, you know what, fight aggressive teams with aggressive attitude. Don't be afraid to take those fights. Don't give them too much respect, and I feel like we're just having a really good day overall.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Genji, so thank you very much. Let's see if they can close this out.
It's not just a good day, they've had a great tournament so far. I'm Yingsun, I'm back here with Mimi and Hypok. You heard it from Solo there. They're confident, they're hitting their shots, they know how to deal with PRX, and Mimi, it's not looking great.
Yeah, to be quite honest, I think that Genji looks like a better PRX in this game, right? They had the ridiculous individual moments, they had the pop-up, but they also had excellent fundamentals. You compare the info these two teams are getting on their defense with the studies, Genji was always on point with the rotation, setting up regions, swinging together, whereas PRX looked like a team who was, playing for the individuality.
Yeah, and the telling thing for me is Genji willing to step into that zone with PRX, where, you have the flood pre-techs or, stacking up bodies and looking for very aggressive engagements. Genji, we're getting down and dirty with them. I'm kind of coming out on top.
Yeah, you guys are hyped up the rookie. Karen coming into this a lot, and here he is in the Verizon high-speed moment, round 17. I mean, you gotta check your corners, man. You gotta check it.
This is exactly the sort of scenario that I'm talking about, right? Making plays like this, getting ahead of this execute. If you lose the PRX when you allow them to execute onto you, come up, play very aggressive. And Karen, I mean, Tom nailed this as well to come. This is sort of ranked play that catches PRX off the start, because they don't expect you to match their level of unorthodox.
I think that's exactly the point, right? They're used to teams playing back, cowering in fear, playing for blood retext against a squad like this instead. Genji can give it to them. They're so willing to get proactive, to fight into these executes, and their site anchors were constantly staying alive, doing stuff like that, and actually buying time for the team to rotate over and help everyone out, which you contrast that to PRX. Their players were trying to do the same thing, and they were getting owned by the executes.
Yeah, and you saw it in the vibes as well. After every round, they were giving it, they were shouting across the stage. And on the other side for this, for PRX, as we take a look in the AIM Lab shoot-around, Monyet, again, he was kind of one of the players we were really looking forward to watching, but what else has he got?
I mean, he was looking pretty deadly at the start of this map here. Again, super aggressive, almost like in the pistol round. He forgot he was put onto the Omen, still on the raise for some reason, jumping in. But there's just a number of situations where you're looking here, and I was talking about, some of the aggressive plays the PRX made. They felt very disjointed. It felt like it came down to one person delivering at the end of that sort of play, as opposed to the typical PRX, too strong on the front line, trying to get.
And I think that's exactly it, right? Like, this is a team that can rely on those moments against lesser teams, can rely on those moments against a team that's not familiar with them, but Genji knows them so damn well. They're used to dealing with these individual plays and not letting it get past them.
I think we've been here before. I'm not expecting a smile from this man, but I am expecting a solution. Let's hear what Alex has to say ahead of that too.
Hey guys, I'm here right now with Coach Alex of PRX. So we did see that, although the team struggled on that map, once the side switched to PRX upon attack, you got some of that momentum back. And we do know that the team is a very momentum-heavy-based team. So what do they usually need to hear, like maybe from you, in order to get that push, in order to, get that swing into their favor?
I mean, usually momentum comes when you win some rounds, so I try to just figure out how to win the round. And then if it goes well, then we can snowball.
And I guess calm them down a little bit and make sure that they get their nerves in check, yeah?
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if PRX can wrangle in those nerves and get map 2.
Alex, you've done this before. You made the comeback before. Come on, I want to see them have some fire in their belly.
Dude, Yinsu, we gotta get you down there. They need this energy for map 2, and they're going to be in the lower bracket. Looking at this comp, what is this, Mike? The 4th new comp they've played on this map?
Yeah, we've gone back again. We've got the Cypher back in and Monyet back on the raise. So,
Let's go!
maybe
Man, freak on, man. Monyet
He's
ke
gonna be the
race.
front man here on Lotus.
This does fix the issue of
Second
having these
Cypher.
flanks open. It fixes that issue. But I think there's another issue in this comp. You're lacking stall util, and on the attacking side, you're way more readable because you only have one piece of smoke util. I think that Forsaken is going to have to be very specific with how he uses his cages
Sibuk
to make up for
iya
not having
bang,
this
kok
fight.
sekarang jarang stream. Iya, habis kampanye bro.
Alone on his
Sorry, baru lihat
utility
gua.
and opening up opportunities for PRX in the mid round was absolutely, it was absent last time with the Astro comp, so really going to be scrutinizing him.
Oh, well, PRX, if they don't win here, they will be going into elimination on day 1 of playoffs. Mitchman and Tombiz, how are you guys feeling about this one?
Well, Yinsu, I'm feeling excited because at worst, we should have a good game on our hands. Last time around, Genji won both pistols here on this map, and it was still a very close game with them barely edging it out 13-11. Now, Tom, they come in with momentum on their backs and a map that they've put the prep into. For PRX, it's looking like elimination might be on the line soon.
I don't mind the change back, because obviously this isn't the comp they played last time, but it is the comp they ran versus Heretics. I think it's slightly better for them overall. Still has something on the Jet as well, because they had a similar comp to this, but with him on the Reyna. I think this just allows him to do more damage. I like the start, though, from Genji. Oh, okay. They had that 3-man push initially. Didn't expect anybody to still be around the angle, and because of that, they've lost the first battle.
One man down already, but the rest are rotating into the right spot. The read is good from the side of Genji as they move to the A site. Here comes PRX diving a little quicker than expected, but there's the return. They're not expecting this many players to be on that defensive side already. Anchored down, and they're winning the fight, leaving Devi all alone. The 1v2, good damage done, and the follow-up, and he's out of ammo. Knife wins! He brought a knife to a knife fight. 3 kills already. This guy's been sensational.
Got respected from Karen. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna be the coward. I'm not gonna go and reload.
Respected it.
I'll take you in the 1v1. And well, I'll win it out. And well, PRX, that was again. We talk about the advantages and their conversions. What was that? 5v3 as they get into the site. They get the initial opener and they get an entry, and then they don't convert the round. It's good work from Genji, but you always have to look at PRX and go, these are moments that you expect them to be able to convert. Not the start they were looking for. And again, we're going to see the same proactive approach from the defense, constantly looking to garner extra control. And PRX, they're going straight into the site.
Oh, yeah. Look, they're willing to dive. We can tell that as soon as Monyet picks up this agent. And, well, he very nearly died to the turret. Not a good start, but Spike should at least be plantable. No nade left online for Genji. Nothing to really force these players out of the corner.
Spike planted.
With that C's, it's keeping him in position. It's only deducted about 10 HP or so because he was so low.
The thing about heal up.
Now is you have to fight back through all these close range angles where PRX have the numbers to play with on a lot of the fights they're going to take. Decent damage on the headshot, good follow up, and then it's clean house for Genji. 2 players lost, not the end of the world.
Yeah, could have been much worse. Interestingly, yeah, something buys shields into that round. So maybe hoping that they could get a kill and he could steal a gun away, but doesn't come to fruition. Texture as well as one off a showstopper going into round number 3. So especially on this map, it definitely is a little bit more difficult to challenge for those orbs, but it might mean that we see a bit more of an A push, an opportunity to find something there. Well, this is where we are going to get the investment. Mitch, you'll be happy. Forsaken is already bringing in an Odin.
Listen, he's a wise man. I've always said that, Tom, and he's just proven my point, isn't he? You won't expect this off rip if you're Genji, and a little bit of danger for Texture. That crosshair's lined up on his head, and it's done some damage, some serious damage by the looks of it. Down to 77. Texture's tagged. Lucky is dropped. And we can continue on with the spams. Heals for most players. Devi the only one to stay quite low, not having anyone to bring him back to full fighting health. The reality is, though, they're in a pretty good position. The close range spot by Karen shouldn't be left unchecked. There's still a flash on Devi. You expect that to pop as they move forward. No, in fact, it's just a double swing. And the same thing there. Exactly. Clean trades for PRX.
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be fight after fight. Meteor
3, 2, 1, mati.
Individual brilliance as well. I think a little bit too predictable on when he'd make his move. Munchkin on the other side of the map, and the thing is, he could just hold this through to the next round, but I don't expect him to. When there's an opportunity to have an upgrade, maybe take a gun away.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, I mean, not a position you're going to be clearing a lot of the time. Done well to start. Player close is low. Devi and Mind Freak both playing without shields and with a bit of dent to their health. Forsaken also with no shields and no head
Kira
anymore.
bakal
This is
Forsaken yang
getting
dapat.
very costly for the attacking side. With Munchkin not stopping
Wah,
anytime
ini
soon.
gila
He's
sih
already
Munchkin.
picked up 3, and now he's quickening his pace to the site. The time is so desperately low, and he doesn't know where Devi is. The element of surprise gets Paper X the kill and the round. But at what cost?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Every single gun just goes for overhunting a player that was going to have a gun in the next round anyway. Like, I understand wanting to earn those extra orbs up, but this is one hell of an overextension. Just constantly fighting versus a player that had a bulldog. Munchkin, well, you can already see him smack talking, and it's not the only thing getting smacked.
Almost, guys.
Round 4, and there's going to be a real challenge for this attacking side. Weakness is already seen. A chance for Gen G to shut down the way back through for Paper X very early on. We know this is a map that both teams can pull to tight contention, but with Gen G having done that extra work on it, picked it into this series. I'm worried for Paper X. It's early times just now, but with showstoppers online for both squads, we knew this was coming. Munyet's on the way, caught on the arch on the way through. It slowed him down enough and actually bought some time for Meteor to escape. And for Munchkin to round the corner, no one's going to go down to that showstopper, but it's claimed a lot of space.
Yeah. Oh, they don't realize how close Karen is. He had to move because of the Tiger. Monya's going to try and aggress. This is risky. Multiple players on the other side. Showstopper, he should be dead. Almost manages to catch one. Even still, though, for Gen G, this is looking fantastic.
Something, timing.
Couldn't be worse for something
Kena
either.
timing mulu dari tadi
It's
mana?
going from bad to worse for Paper X. They need to find a miracle through these spams. At least been able to get one, but they don't know if the player's still on the spike. The second tap will definitely help them out, but it's not just going through. Too many bullets to dodge there. But Gen G, they break back immediately. And well, we mentioned
map ini juga nih sama kayak Ascent.
It's gonna hurt now.
Wallbang, spam,
Yes,
spam.
it absolutely is. Now you see the butterfly effect of that. Well-placed showstopper by Textures. We said there were 2 online, only one found its mark. And then the chaos afterwards. Every time you see someone on Paper X turn their crosshair to look towards an angle where they've just seen someone swing or they've just lost a teammate, they get shot in the back.
Marahin Bang
That's the
Alek.
exact timing that Gen G go for the retake on all sides. Gorgeous
Lakin
stuff.
palanya.
3-1. Odin being kept through. Lakia going way up in my estimations, let me tell you, buddy. And the spams, well, they're not having too much success, but they don't need to. In this round, Paper X have basically nothing to play with. 4 sheriffs.
Well, also they've already taken the control. That's the main reason. You've got Karen aggressively up. It's allowed for a gamble rotation, so he's just moving that Odin elsewhere. Not the most common door to spam because you are open to a couple of angles, but it won't matter. And this is the thing. We've seen this scenario many a time. Find a kill, TP back. Karen is excellent at knowing when to reposition as well, so they can leave those.
Aduh.
Forsaken dapat.
Where is he going? Where is he going? He's made it. He's made it just about around that corner, but well, that was risky. If they came through that wall, Tom, I'm not sure that would have went the way he was thinking. Spray good for Munchkin. It's a narrow alleyway to find in and
Buset, Munchkin bener-bener.
Chance for Paper X here. Of course, we did mention they have those weaker weapons. They don't have a lot to play with.
Flawless, Joy.
Nothing done. A flawless round. I hate to harp on the economy, but Gen G have to apply and Starman yet again. It's feeling reminiscent,
Udah pede mereka.
but it is still very early days. Plenty of time for Paper X to find their footing. They don't want to waste time throwing rounds away. They've called a timeout.
That's the funny thing. We might actually get to the point where we can just highlight when Gen G don't have money.
Yep.
We'll just save time.
Yep. Yep. It's the play.
They've had it the whole time throughout the series. I like the pause, though, coming out for Paper X, because this has been rough. And it came back versus KC. They struggled when it came to this attack inside. A lot of that was a bit of a peculiar composition, but I don't know if this one's looking any better for them right now. Also, it has a lot of reliance, again, on this double duelist. And there was a moment or two at the beginning where I was like, okay, something looks like he's here to play. But ever since then, they're just getting boomed. And everyone on the other side for Gen G has looked utterly fantastic. In this round, at least, one off a Blade Storm. Showstopper, the only ult that isn't going to be playing a part in this round for either side. And Munchkin already having that Viper's Pit online. And clearly, this is a time where Alex needs to earn his money. Otherwise, I think PRX are taking that fast track straight to the lower bracket.
Want to at least get that third map out.
Time out dulu, mencari momentum dulu. Gila, momentumnya bagus-bagus banget.
About regional play, especially against a team you've already played on that map. You're testing so many deeper things, and I think for them, bombing out like this in the uppers, it wouldn't speak well for what's to be seen, because Loud Sentinels, they're not going to be any easier.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't want to face up against either of those teams right now. Here we go, though. Again, early paranoia. I think this one is not really going to be played upon. I like the idea, again, using that haunt to get them space, but something, I think he's just going to disrespect the utility. Had enough of these pushes coming through. He is going to get pinged up. They know where he is, and Texture's already there to support.
That's it. They're trying to punish the Oath. They know that it's not easy to fight from this angle, especially when the door gets open, and now he's dead. But that's what it's all about on Gen G. Filling in the spaces and being able to fight afterwards. But with a return from PRX, they've got a real chance. The headshot angle held by Mindfreak, but Meteor's just ducked underneath it, playing the limbo, and he's winning this game with Mindfreak down. It's 45 HP, and a dream turned to a nightmare. PRX losing out on another. They had a good pacey take, managed to put the players on the back foot, and filled in every gap that Gen G were trying to stuff their way into. They always had someone to take that second fight. PRX had someone to take the third. This time, though, they lose out when it comes to the post plan. You gotta say, they really could have used that round.
Yeah, this is one of those things as well where Meteor's in a 2v2 scenario. The amount of times I feel like I've watched him just get both kills and his teammates still rotating. Like, he's just so confident at this stage in his individual ability, and even just ducking under where he assumed his opponent would be holding. That was, again, another big round for PRX. A lot invested, even having some decent early trades, but it isn't to be. And now, well, Blade Storm is really all we could talk about, and they're still ready for his initial play. Almost goes down, but has managed to dodge that singular bullet fired by Texture.
Yeah, I think is that sending them elsewhere.
Aduh, terbantai.
We saw good success for that. I think Yet on the previous map was thrown at a few of those little feelers. But the idea now is you can't play up against that op. This ain't the round for it. Your Blade Storm's already gone, and everyone else has pistols. Close range, numbers advantage is the way to go, and they've done it. At least trading out the first. Karen, though, he has been consistent every single time they've challenged him. This guy's coming up with multiple. 7-2 right now. Teammate ready to swing, and luckily because Karen was dropped very quickly, so too is Meteor. Hell, it's winnable for Divine, but his knife was pulled out. Tried to evade some spams or some players emerging from the smoke. Unfortunately, he jumped right into their crosshair. 6-1. And 4 ultimates online coming into round number 8.
It's one of those scenarios where, again, PRX have made some of these rounds look somewhat competitive, but
jalur lower bracket nih paling nih.
Able to clutch out the late round. Again, as you said, ults are in their favor, finances are in their favor. There's at least a lot coming online in this round for the side of PRX. Counter operator going to be invested into
PRX ketemu lot kayaknya nih kalau di lower.
Start to this game, and a reaction shot from Texture already puts down Munyet.
You see the idea as well? We see the aggression, we try to take space elsewhere. Denied on A, because Gen G are getting aggressive, giving PRX a taste of their own defensive medicine. This is a really good start with 4 ultimates to fall back on, 3 of which will help you out if you're in a pinch. For PRX, where do they go? Where do they take it? Maybe they can get a neural theft, if they can even drop a body.
Aduh.
A wallbang kill with the Odin from Lakia. That's something dropped. That's the op down, and he's looking for a little bit more.
Dapat
I don't know where they're going to take this on the attack, but I think I know what the result will be regardless.
OP-nya.
Forsaken's been quiet as well, and reposition.
Nice.
Will make things a little bit more interesting. The reveal as well will tell exactly where
Cek
their
kosong, cek
opponents are.
kosong.
Knowing there's only one player here, the turret though.
Aduh kanannya.
Disruptive and Meteor.
Waterfall lagi
Again,
masuk.
full sprinting to help his teammate out. It gets close for a matter of seconds, but Gen
Nggak
G
perform
continue
ini
their
si full
utter
second.
dominance in this match. 7-1 on the defense.
6-1
I don't know,
lagi.
yeah, second pause is going to be called for PRX at this point. I feel like they're running out of ideas. I also just
Gila bisa
tidbit
tahu
as well.
begitu ya.
Last 3 times.
Senjatanya doang nongol.
Yeah, played and won this map. 8 rounds on attack, 9 rounds on attack, 9 rounds on attack. They're 7-1 up on defense.
Temot lagi, ngambil dua temot
I
langsung.
would say that's very bad. If you're a PRX
That's
fan.
quite poor. Yeah, and the reality is for PRX, you're looking at the last time they played this map against this squad again. You know, I was looking back at that series, which worked perfectly for me today because it's the same maps. But the funniest thing is, something. He was on the Reyna and he was popping.
Something.
Well, will I say justified a Reyna pick? Maybe not, but we know on a good day he absolutely can. This time, I don't care what agent he's playing, he's having a damn tough time. 2 and 8. Compare that to Split last time, finding so many opening entries on that attack side. Now listen, I'm going to be the last person to complain about Jet dying on the attack, right? Often that's your job. But here we haven't seen those dive plays as consistently. At least that hasn't been the crux of their attacking side. The problem is, how many rounds have we seen where literally 10 to 15 seconds in, it's 3v5. No control, no benefit for it. One guy goes down, they push somewhere else, that guy goes down, then they sit there with nothing to do.
Think about the spots that Gen G are also willing to claim. Like, they pushed out 2 players in all the way past Mound. They weren't even holding the deep angles anymore because what's the point?
And
They're
they
going to try
pushed
and
A
swing through
with 2
them.
players in the same round.
Yeah.
Right? So like this is the thing. You even peek your head out and go, oh, are they rubble? Yep, they are. I'm dead.
Yep, they're
Right.
everywhere.
Now we have no advantage. We're
Are they
playing
going
from
to push
behind.
B? It looks like they are. Insta smoke. B control being taken by 3 players. Just waiting to see if the push will come through in that direction. It's going to allow them the fast take back of this control. Paranoia immediately put through. The trade's not awful in the beginning, but they quickly
Ini nggak bisa nih pembantaian ini mah anjir.
for the side of PRX. Forsaken trying to claim it back though. Finally, he comes alive.
Well, this is the round that he needed
Finally,
to wake
he's
up in.
comes
That
alive.
spike is theirs, and they can walk it straight to the seaside once that door is closed. 16 HP, Mind Freak on 42, but Texture's got an op and an aid. And there's a snake bite left. This could be very, very dangerous indeed. For now, though, Texture's not deploying the nade. Instead, sitting down. Op in hand, 16 HP, turned to 0. Nice shot with the operator as Mind Freak now has a nade below him. He's safe. Up top, he's got the angle, could even pick off Munchkin. That could make it
Buset.
winnable. But Texture's a little too quick.
I love it.
I didn't think he could fire off that quick.
It's just like, he's got an op as a negative, and then it's like, no, never mind.
Wide swings it. Like, all right, we're quick scoping now, but that's the level we've hit for Gen G. 8-1, Tom. Yeah, I almost wanted to say coming into this map, well, it can't get any worse.
Anjir,
Sekarang
8-1 coy.
Musuh abadinya Genji nih sekarang.
Definitely is looking
PRX.
like a golf in class, which again, considering this is the #1 and
Udah
#2
bukan
in the
direct
same
lagi anjir.
region, that we've already seen them play a best of 5 series. There was a 3-1, and a lot of the maps were close. It looks like Gen G have leveled up, and for PRX,
Udah gila, udah gila.
because
Udah gila,
that's
monyet.
looking like the difference between these two is not the same we've seen before. All 5 ultimates, by the way. Gen G don't need them. That's actually the point we're in. They don't need the ults. They're just winning the rounds anyway.
Normally you'd be thinking at this point, oh, let's just throw 1 out just to see.
There you go.
There it is. Okay. Cycle the economy a little bit. Here comes the big
Nggak
rocket, and it's
dapat.
not
Gak
landed.
kena
It's not found the
juga
value it needed to.
coy.
Ion has been destroyed, and Meteor was tagged down quite a bit.
That's the value, right? That's the value. They got rid of the show. They got rid of the lockdown, so they can at least claim some space. He's screwed. There's no way he survives that.
Oke.
Nice
Nice
banget
something.
something.
It's a little messy. It's giving PRX a chance, Tom. They haven't planted the spike, but they don't need to if they win these fights again and again, and they have. Lakia dropped, leaves Munchkin 1v3. If he wins this, I'm
Munchkin.
putting the headset down.
Munchkin.
They've got decent amount of HP,
Anjing
and they've
jago,
lost
Cok.
Mind Freak. Okay, but it's up, it's all right. They've
Ngumpulin
still
banget
got 2
Munchkin
players,
anjir
no
lagi ngalah
utility
ini.
to play with.
Jangan dipik.
They're gonna just take these fights, not one at a time. That's the only thing I beg of you. Not one at a time, not up against Munchkin right now. He's 11-4. He's been
Mati
winning
duluan,
round
Forsaken.
after round, but a reposition by Forsaken. The
Dapat
swing is good.
Forsaken.
And the
Udah
double
fine.
pick wins the day.
Double pick.
8-2. Deja vu for PRX. And, well, Gen G got to be feeling confident. The good thing is they used 3 ultimates there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They lose the rounds, they use the ults. That's the weird thing about it. And again, a lot of this just came down to some brilliant individual play from Something, finally putting a couple of kills on the board. The fact is they did peak Munchkin individually. First player peaks, dies, second gets dinked, and it's only finally they reposition. I think we would have needed a new
Texture
desk
masih main OP
completely
dong.
for Alex if they managed to lose that round, but it's scary that it even got close.
Udah di pick langsung coy.
I think just get rid of the desk, man. Punching bag with an LED screen in it.
Whose face is on it?
It depends on the game. Make it
Dapat
interchangeable.
Forsaken,
Well,
cakep.
Forsaken's picked off Karen. That's a fantastic kill. Look how open the A side is. And they've made that realization. There's no further challenge. There's no utility. There's no reaction from Gen G. So Forsaken realizes it's wide open and he gets caught by Lakia. That
Gua nge-trade
timing was
damage loh.
Kalingan.
You have to, well, I mean, you can call it a mistake. At the end of the day, he was open to like 6 angles, so he has to just be clearing those, constantly being paranoid about them.
Dikasih ke
The
Dava
cycle
ya
is
HP-nya.
lost, and PRX will find the plant nonetheless.
Showstopper online. Not
Wait.
wanting to allow them to set up. Something's going to try and get aggressive, but
47 doang.
it's not going to manage to land the shot. Now, I think the flash through the back might have actually caught Munchkin. So he's going to actually reposition through B instead. Move away from the flank position.
Nice, Davai.
I think it's because Devi's having to check too many angles. The Seekers at least will give it away. Showstopper has been thrown in. He might get caught by all of the Seekers, but his teammates got his back, and that means he'll be able to kill off Mind Freak. The remaining players a bit of an obscure position. Munyet has not been cleared yet, and because of that, he's going to be able to deny the defusal. The spam doing so much damage, and now it's all on to Devi with an operator. First shot missed, but he just needs to kill the guy defusing, and he's done enough.
Udah coy.
There's no time left. Finally, PRX.
Kabur aja coy.
Pull out the
Sayang
miracle
OP-nya.
round we've seen from them, but everybody will go down with the ship.
Well, it's the same thing as what we saw before, Tom, right? They're getting this little resurgence towards the end of the half. This time, PRX didn't have the pistol to help them out. They weren't both on the previous map, putting them up 4 rounds, and they ended on 8. But here, they're doing it on the rifle round.
Miss itu.
Doing
Geser
it in the
duluan.
clutches as well. As close as they may come, it's still giving them that little bit of a heartbeat to continue on forward. Now, this round, the last of the half, Genji come in with the Viper's Pit. That's going to be a problem to fight through on the defensive side, or potentially a very strong...
Don't get in my way.
Man, it's scary when it's a Red Bull clutch that gets you your 3rd round, but as long as they're getting the rounds, I don't think they're going to mind too much. This battle is now changed. It was previously Karon being solo, but now it's Texture, and his operator has been fierce.
Looks like they're going to go back into it.
Duar.
Is there anything? No.
Absen
Just a
coy.
dry white peak by Munyet. Players up top looking to trade, but Texture's out of the angle too quickly. PRX have given him another shot, and it looks like another bite of this apple. As around comes another, but finally the miss is there. Texture gets the reset though with low HP. He's dancing around, but he's being caught. There was no escape this time, and with Lakia falling, a real chance emerging for an 8-4 half. It looks like PRX have finally woken up. They've found some punch to be packed. Let's see. Meteor's on his way in. Up close with a teammate further away. Munchkin's making a lot of noise. They're trying to find an angle to deal with him, and
Dia
instead
kedengeran ya turunnya ya. Si Meteor ya. Diambil lagi talinya apa?
trying to force this 2v2 with the Viper's Pit. That was a little scary. Thought Munchkin was about to be spammed, but now they've got a lot of space as they close in the distance. No snake bites to play with though. That could help out, keep them way out of this pit, and with Munchkin falling, it's done. PRX 8-4 at the halftime. They found some legs to stand on, some foundations
Bisa yuk,
laid.
defense yuk.
The second half will be tough if they lose the pistol.
Yeah, it's almost identical to what we saw in the last half. A streak of
Dikit
rounds.
banget itu
That's
kelihatan,
just
anjir.
disgusting. I was thinking for
Lo dari
Forsaken,
situ
but
juga
I didn't
ngeliat
really
coy.
see anything.
Dari si
That's
siapanya?
how good
Si
Texture has been. But again, it's those
Forsakennya juga ngeliat tangannya sebenarnya.
that are actually what turned the tides over there. Well done from PRX to at least get something.
Well, Tom, it's time now to toss this one over to Devi, who had some words to say earlier.
I think it's like a stressful game. I feel like, for me personally, I feel like we are playing against ourselves because the way they play is kind of like similar, you know. I mean, trying to outsmart them. I mean, they were very good. I would say they are smart, and they're kind of like one step ahead, especially on Lotus. We kind of like, they did exactly what we were watching them, like in the VODs, like they play the same, like they are not scared, even though this, like, I think for some of them it's like their first time in Masters. And yeah, I mean, very surprised with how they actually perform.
Monye going to be put to test, put to task. Oh, that's rough. Blinded and Monye just popping off. Yeah, farm him
Gila.
up. Even
Bagus ini
Spider
mainnya
right
nih.
there. Over towards Shybox, this guy's on for it. He's absolutely on the money today.
Genji, I mean, the good thing is probably we might be able to get some revenge, you know. I mean, we lost to them in the Pacific kickoff, and yeah, I mean, I think texture is giving us a lot of problem, like just killing us or like punishing us over and over. And also, Karon was playing insane as well, even though he's a newcomer. But I think he's probably like the top player in the league. I think he got MVP as well in the Pacific kickoff. And yeah, I mean, insane. Yeah, maybe we go back and cook some strats, you know, to cook these two.
Well, Devi has certainly been cooking 15-9, exiting that first half with the next closest player being something. Pretty good player, pretty well respected. He's got 6 kills, almost a third of what his teammates rocking. It's been tough for the side of PRX. They haven't found a lot of success, but that little 3-round streak to close out the first half, Tom, it's given them a chance here. We want to see them take the pistol, though.
Yeah, we want this to be a competitive match that it definitely has not been. Genji looking like a competitor for the crown, and thus far we haven't seen the PRX that we know and love. This pistol round might just be a deciding factor, but a great start from Monye. Already pushing aggressively on the other side is something waiting. Someone to try and make their move, and he's going to go back for a little bit more. Has to use the dash to get out of there, and is
Something
now
waiting, sesuatu menunggu. What is what?
The rest of the team,
Wait.
an
Nice.
opportunity, but Forsaken with a good trade.
Ayo, 4-3.
Keeping the numbers in their favor. Something needs to do a little bit more. He's done some damage.
Nice banget, gila.
A shot right to Texture's temple. That's going to put us in a 4v2 with PRX. Definitely favored to take this pistol now. Forsaken fallen. A little bit more of a chance. Something though delivers. Okay, he's up top and not spotted.
Bagus move on-nya Something. Nice banget, coy.
He's starting to heat up.
Ayo, Something.
What they need. Just him having confidence, because you look at some of the fights he's taken and there's definitely risks about it, but
Time for revenge.
that's always been his play style.
Ayo sesuatu.
Even on a Gecko, he's basically an op main, so they get the finances built up early, get the orbs rolling on the duelist, which is exactly what's happened thus far. Get that sniper into his hands. This game can definitely slip back. As said though, for the majority of the matches we've seen, mostly in Pacific, Genji have been much more consistent on their attack.
Genji ini emang serem banget di faulty anjir.
For PRX. Now the follow-up looks easy. Very little to play with for Genji.
Wah, dikit lagi tuh.
Something. He's the player that's rocking with the pistol. So the margin for error is already being reached here. Any further kills will be costly, will force some level of reinvestment from the side of PRX. But on the defense,
Something yang mati
they can keep
duluan lagi.
distance. And with the buy that Genji have, they're definitely not favored on ranged fights.
Yeah, Deviant will be solo, but you can see the rotation already coming out from Monye.
Monyet. Aduh, dapat one hit.
Marshall. This is a round that they shouldn't really have any opportunity to win. The weaponry not falling into their hands off the kills they've
Davai.
gotten.
Bokong Davai. Mantap.
Actually just going to start pushing into them. A good round from PRX.
Persekannya juga bantu nahan B,
Things
cakep.
again back within 2. But the fact is, it has been the buy rounds where Genji truly have been a level above.
Well, just look at your screen. Besides something, this is a round that often you're going to look at as an eco, but 3 orbs away from a Blade Storm means he can force up here, buy an operator, and potentially have a Blade Storm.
Yang bener aja lah, langsung OP aja. Gacor.
Consistent he normally is with that op, I would definitely put stock in him finding at least the 2 orbs. 1 kill in the net.
Defense sama nggak OP sih.
It also means they can gamble the control. They've got him holding onto the A side. Aggressive position from Monye. This is not really the gun you want to have here. Somehow he gets out of there unscathed. They also
dapat
had an
damage gak deh?
initial set of
Enggak ya,
players
nggak
outside
nge-damage ya.
C, but Spot comes
Enggak.
through,
Masih cepet 50 ingat.
gaining back.
Enggak
Now
ngedamage.
the cross has already happened, so something now in a pretty deadly position. And
Nice.
honestly, I think Meteor's a little bit
Man
lucky.
freak
There's
mati
really
lagi
a
aja.
Well, here's the chance for that operator to finally show its ugly
Eh.
face.
Timing.
Ugly for the side of
Oh,
Genji
nice.
as they lose a player right off
Teksturnya
rip.
mati,
And
cakep.
it's Texture, the man with the responsibility to take the space to close the distance. Now they'll be a little bit slower on the way around these corners, which is just perfect for something. He had to be
Aduh,
watching the
ada-
right way though, and Munchkin
Nice.
caught him unaware. The same happens with Divide though, leaving it to a 3v2 defensive
Divide.
advantage, and Divide walkabouts. He's been so good. 19 kills, looking for his 20th and his third of
Baik
the
lagi.
round. And it looks like he might. Oh, he will get the opportunity, but he's being
Nice.
dropped. Doesn't matter because Munyet's there to catch him when he falls. 8-7, and now this gets me excited for PRX. That round puts them way back in contention because Genji got an eco.
Yeah, I like the way they play it as well. After the initial spot, that there was at least one player lurking. They know that there's an opportunity to potentially steal a gun away. So they 3-man push. Even a trade there's not too bad, knowing there's something's on the other side. And even though he only gets one kill, he does enough to delay and allow for those rotations. Devi as well, though, as you said, he's been fantastic. 19 and 10, topping the entire
Let's
scoreboard
go,
right now.
Davai.
Something once more. They know he's going to be here. They know there's a high chance he'll be here. And
Itu.
they're actually going to really put the pressure
Kena
on
lagi.
early.
I don't mind this from Genji. They have players lurking elsewhere. Trap just got broken on B.
Come the
So now for
party.
PRX, they have to be worried about the flank. It means you're not going to have Forsaken there to help with this fight. Instead, something has to do it
Dapat
on his own.
tekstur
And
lagi.
he finds Texture. That's a big
Cakep.
part of this
Aduh,
game.
bantu tuh.
They try to seize the space with him blast packing in, but instead they've been
Monyet,
left to
lari,
try and
monyet.
trade it out. 2
Aduh.
versus 3.
Aduh.
Meteor's good position has been noted. As we said earlier, they know that trap was broken. They know there could be someone around here. It's why you see Devi wait for Mind Freak. Wait even for the plant to
Belum
come
di
through.
planting soalnya.
But yet finishes this flank. Looks like they're aware. Well, they're very much aware that something is going on. I mean, PRX haven't made a move. Why haven't they? Why are they not trying to fight for any bit of control? And that's not something they'll find an answer to until they plant the spike.
It looks like because they've spotted players near B and they're worried about their spawn, they're actually going to go fighting aggressively. This could be a big
Pala
Nice work
mampus.
from Meteor. 1 bullet left. And nothing being spotted.
Oh,
towards
si
the
Meteor
spawn.
ini.
These
Oh,
means they know where they are. The peek out is perfect and he goes
Buset.
back with the pistol. He does it alone.
Ini
Meteor's
habis
going to
buka
confirm
WhatsApp
the
habis itu
Mastercard
nonton gue
3
kira
apiece.
siapa yang
Oh,
nembak
it's
tadi.
looking like a round
Thrifty
firmly
anjir.
in the hands of PRX falls to 1 man.
Kebiasaan mati
One
thrifty.
man with one big gun and one medium gun also. Very ambitious to go for this. That could have put it to a 1v1 top, but he was having none of it.
That's what I said about this guy. He knows he'll
Gebrak
get
meja.
the shot. For some reason, when it's him, a 2v2, and he goes, okay, I've got the first one, he always peeks for the second, and weirdly, he always gets it. That's the thing. Every time I'm sat there going, I'm ready to critique, and then he gets the kill, and I'm like, well, fine then. I guess that was the right play.
Well, uncouth, but it works this time. Certainly caught his opponents off guard with Genji 9-7.
Meteor
Claiming that round.
tekstur ready.
PRX have weaknesses. An operator in the hand of something.
Look at where he is.
It's not really an
OP-nya di
offing
situ,
angle
Cok.
normally, is it?
Mati dong.
Oh, nice flash. That's good.
Wait,
But he
ada
doesn't
orang.
have dash
Tar dulu.
anymore. It's faded out. But Munchkin, oh, the shot's missed. And Munchkin's been given a second chance at life while the showstopper is again just, oh, I thought just
yeah.
used for space. And he
Aduh.
fires it out close. No, he doesn't pull the trigger. And now he realizes it's
Nice.
the mistake. Comes in from PRX. They've got a lot to work with.
The old Stoke should be, well, in theory, forcing them back, but it hasn't
Ah,
happened at
siapa?
all.
Siapa sih?
They went aggressive.
Ah, laki ya.
Forsaken.
Made this
Kenapa
one
Forsaken dapat
automatic.
Meteor.
Spike already planted at least. So they're going to have to respect it and just fall back. Munchkin's still holding, and they have a pretty nasty potential crossfire just with the amount of time that can be bought. Munchkin is just looking at that clock. That's all he really aiming for, sitting back, waiting for the push. He manages to
No.
land the first,
Nice, Levi.
almost onto the second. The PRX respond in turn, a back and forth so
Dilepas
far
aja.
in this second half. And they close the gap once again to just 1 round.
Mau ngambil OP.
Well, that's the response and resurgence we wanted to see.
Ini nggak diambil
Gila.
OP-nya?
This game,
Oke, diambil
this
kan?
map, and indeed
Buang
this
aja lah,
series
mending
is
OP lah
back
udah.
on the knife's
Something if
edge.
he just shot the bullet. That's got to be so infuriating.
I can understand he doesn't want to give away his position, but, you know, you make a decision there. Do you gamble it? Do you not? And well, he chose wrong. Chips.
Wah, asik.
Well, 9-8.
Oh,
And for
Cibal.
PRX, really got their hands dug into those reins. The economy is low. We've seen Genji win low by rounds. There's a Viper's Pit
Something
online
harus
with 1 kill from
dibiasain jadi
Munchkin on orb
all-rounder
on
ya.
plant. But the main thing is something has got basically.
Nice. Ngapa ke depan?
Kok ke depan? Kaget gua.
Sama.
Dapat 2 sih sengaja nge-trade ya. Nah, mantap monyet. Nice monyet.
Nice flawless.
9 sama, Cok. Bisa, Cok. Keren.
Yeah, they have somehow
Gila.
made this
Kaget
comeback
banget gue dengan
happen.
des ke depan aja.
5-1 in this second half after what was basically, we were at a scoreline where this looked over. What was it, 8-1?
Bisa kena
And
loh,
then they went,
hit
yep, 3
sekecil
rounds
itu
in a
aja.
row.
The fuck?
And that's the thing. You don't really think it at the time because an 8-4 half is still great, but it seemed like Genji just let the foot off the gas. A few big plays coming out.
Ngedelay dulu ya gara-gara maju. Lo kok maju?
Kaget.
The distance between Devi and everybody else was a lot. Well, something has been closing the gap. I'm also just looking at Mind Freak.
Aduh, kelihatan.
Mati udah pas itu.
Mind Freak lagi kenapa ya?
They're looking at him too. Karen was trained in on that with Texture finding a field day. 2 HP left on Devi.
Oh,
He'll
Devi.
find it hard to get any impact from this point. A
Nggak
straight
bisa
bullet
nahan deh.
enough to take him
Dapat.
down.
Dapat 2 semuanya, Cok.
Off guard, the flash covers his retreat. No more flashes.
Bantu dong.
Anymore. An opportunity still.
Aduh.
Mana,
2
Mai?
versus 3 though. Viper's pick could change the game.
They're trying to get in as quickly as humanly possible.
Aduh.
But Meteor's there to defend.
Nice.
Leaves it onto something. As said, he's had a real resurgence. May just fall back to enable the reload. Never mind, he's just looking to reposition completely. I think they know exactly where he is.
Nice.
Somehow he still wins the battle.
Vipernya lagi dapat.
3 bullets left in the clip. The pit's been dropped. He's already going to spot one, but he's now just out to the clap.
Ow!
Balaki is the one to take it home. These rounds are getting insanely close. And it's a back and forth once again.
Really is like a pendulum swinging. There's no stability to be found for either of these teams. 2 rounds for PRX, an immediate answer back by Genji, but the fact that it comes down to this, that the Viper is dropped outside the pit, and then that's the result. Clean as can be with a final right click to close it. Genji, they've got a lot set up in front of them, Tom. There is a showstopper for Munyet. Other than that, everybody is just on the rifles. Credits are low. Genji could be on the home stretch very, very soon, and Forsaken in that corner needs value. They've not seen him. He's good for 1 and damage on Texture. Those could be very, very pivotal facts for us as PRX look to move back through. So many players are low. One extremely low in the corner. It's the Rocket to find him.
Well, that's the thing, though. That trade's all right. That was the low HP player that goes down. I don't think they're going to mind that whatsoever to put it back into a 3 versus 3. Something about to try and go through this.
Ya mati somethingnya.
A little bit further behind. No flash available for Devi, so it's just going to have to be the raw push. Already managing to retrieve a rifle, but every member falls. Genji now get a double back of their own. And the major worry here for PRX, they don't have backup credits. They don't have anything in their
Dah lower bracket
pockets other
dah.
than Blade Storm.
Dah lower bracket dah.
This could be the
Temulot
beginning of
dah
the
lower
end.
bracket.
Mau udah main ya? Lot sama itu ya? Belum kan?
Belum sih. Abis
Tapi
ini
kemungkinan
sih,
lot.
kayaknya sih Sentinel menang, Sentinel lot.
And again, it seems strange that 13 to 8.
Feeling gue PRX ketiga nih kayaknya.
Yes, it is a strong
Nyampe final dah.
scoreline, but not damning for the other side. But when you look at both pistols,
Kalau di lower
that's a
ketemu
4-0
lagi sama
start.
Genji mah misalnya ntar Genji Sentinel menang Sentinel ya.
PRX managed to just about come ahead. When it came to rifle rounds, they weren't able to succeed. That early push, it's not quite a rifle. Instead, it's a set of blades,
Yeah.
and those don't even get fired off.
Something
They lay by his
Samtung.
side as he falls to the floor. Something down, so too is Devi, and they're
Langsung
ready
coy
for another
digerebek
player.
langsung
Gila
kayaknya.
nih, Genji bener-bener kayak EG anjing.
This Genji roster in the last
EG
few rounds.
prime-prime kemarin.
With 12 looking like it's on the board, Tom. Yeah, these players, they have to be feeling the crushing weight of this series. The lower bracket is beckoning them, and there they'll face elimination against the Sentinels are allowed. There's no easier fight for them than a team that they know. The devil they don't is coming.
Seems like Genji have got their number. This round at least was a weaker investment, but they had to use one of the ults and it got absolutely nothing. And a second we've got into these post ones, that's where Genji have looked their most fearsome. A team from last year that started strong,
Match
had a
point.
massive fall from grace, made a huge overhaul of this roster with risks taken. Players brought back who had been at a Masters right at the beginning of Valorant, a player they got from Ranked, and players that have not found success elsewhere. Texture, one I think we can really highlight. Like in G, he was okay. But to go into a Gen G roster that's now playing for a minimum of top 3 if they win this match, unheard of, surprising, and now looking like that pinnacle of Pacific, looking to try and do what no Pacific team has ever done before, take themselves to an international victory.
Gak di smoke ya?
PRX are not dead, not down, until you stamp them out.
Baru di smoke.
Definitely looking injured. The path to recovery, 3 straight rounds in OT in the third map. A lot of win conditions.
Killjoy-nya nge-flank.
Genji, 3 ultimates to fight their way through. PRX don't have reactive ones, not impactful ones.
Aduh,
Where's
12-9.
the lockdown, the
Suara
showstopper?
dulu.
Of course, the Nightfall. Any one of those can open sights, pull you out of sticky situations. Door open. That was the defenders, but it's covering Munyet's push forward. Problem is, okay, good nade up close. That's going to force that player out in the open. Problem is, Texture was covering it. And now the push on mid is spotted as well. 3 players left for PRX. And it looks like they've still got a fight in them. Nightfall. Won't evade it. He's being caught. But, oh, it's fake information. The Shrouded Step has bought a little bit of an advantage for Mindfreak as he's still alive, his HP recovering, but with something down. And Divai, very much known towards that spawn. Mindfreak's on the wraparound.
Ayo Mindfreak, menyala. Belum menyala dia nih.
For this, Divai needs to buy some time. He still has a flash to play with. There it goes. It's popped and it's cleared out this corridor. Divai's even won the fight. The smoke is down. A chance if Mindfreak can make it to Divai. If they can take this fight together, but they don't know where the last players are. And the nade has even forced them back for a second. The time now very low. And with 2 players still to root out, it might be too low. Divai just dodges that seize, but Mindfreak down. The time now not to be played with. Okay, no, Texture went out swinging. There's no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. He had to stick it underneath his nose.
Wall bracket coy. Welcome to the wall bracket. Nggak ada yang main nih.
13-8, a consistent showing from the side of Genji as they take victory over their Pacific.
2 kali kalah sama
It's on
Genji.
to the upper final.
Yeah, it is another huge statement play for Genji. No doubt at this stage that they wear the crown when it comes.